Hey, Aspen Mountain peeps, happy Wednesday to you. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. It's been crazy for us. We had a job that actually went in till about 9:30 last night. Hold on. 9:30 last night, and it extended into this morning. And it got me thinking, it all started with, where do I shut off the water? That's where it all started. And so I'm going to go into that. I'm going to explain to you where you would shut off your water if there's an emergency, if your house is flooding, your toilet's flooding, whatever. This is how you shut it off. I'm going to go into that. But first of all, say hi to Jackson.
I'm helping.
As you can see, Jackson's got pink eye.
Don't show them that.
And so he's stuck with Dad in the office today. He couldn't go to school. So, hey, that's the pleasures of being the son of a business owner, is when you're sick, you get to go to the office with Dad. So today we're going to talk about where you would shut off your water if you're flooding or if you have an emergency taking place in your home. A lot of times we don't know where to do that. Before we get into that, if you're watching on Facebook, type in live if you're watching live. If you're watching this on replay, type in replay. Comment if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts. If you just like the content that we're giving, if it's useful to you, comment, let us know. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to our page, our channel. We got lots of these. If you don't know how to get to it on YouTube and you watch it on Facebook, but you want to go back and watch it on YouTube, I have tons of saved information there. Go into our website, AspenMTNPlumbing.com. Go down to the bottom of the homepage, and there's a YouTube logo, the rectangle with the triangle in the middle. So click on that. It'll take you right to our channel. You can subscribe right from there, and then you can get these videos all the time. I apologize for the notifications. I forgot to turn them off. Let's flip it around. We're going to get into this. So if you have a flood at your toilet, where do you shut off? So what you're going to do is you're going to look behind the toilet in the wall, and you're going to see this right there. That's an angle stop. Now that right there, this is a full turn angle stop, but I usually install quarter turn angle stops. But that's where you're going to shut your water off, to your toilet, to your sinks. Those will be right there underneath your sink in the cabinet. You'll have some of those sitting in there. Just shut them off. It's really good in our area to exercise these once a year, just to make sure that they're turning off. The problem we had was that we were doing an inspection on a home. The individual never checked any of his stops or any of his shutoffs, and we found that his main shutoff at the meter was locked up, and it ended up breaking, and then we ended up having an issue. So let's go into this one. So that's inside the appliance where it's at. If it's not at the appliance, and say you've got it on a water line somewhere, or even in your water heater, and you can't find where the shutoff is for the water heater or inside that water main, you can go to your meter right there.
I'm supposed to press that.
Oh, sorry. It looks just like that, or something similar to that. There'll be a valve either on that side or that side, depending on which way the flow is. Shut that valve off. But before you shut that valve off, you might want to go outside and make sure you know where. Push that middle one right there. Yep. You might want to go outside and make sure you know where your curb stop's at. It looks just like this. Now, sometimes they put them in sidewalks, sometimes they're in driveways, sometimes they're in the grass. But you want to make sure you know where that's at. You want to call a plumber, make sure that you can turn that off. The problem we found is that our guy turned off the valve here, it broke, and come to find out, it was broke at the water meter as well. So we ended up having to call the city to shut off the water in order for us to even replace the valve next to the meter in order to fix that valve. Now, there is some tools out there that you can do to fix a valve next to the meter without shutting off your curb stop. There's freeze machine. You can use dry ice. It's very dangerous to do that, but it'll make it freeze that water inside the copper pipe. Now, if you have PEX line like they're doing in the new houses, stop kicking it, it's rattling. If you have PEX inside the new houses, you're not going to be able to do the freezing because it'll freeze that plastic up, and it'll actually not be good for the plastic. But if it's copper or steel, you can freeze that up. There is machines out there. I don't have one yet. I'm in the process of getting one for this year. It would have really come in handy on this job. It turned into a very long night and a very long morning. We started it probably yesterday around 2 o'clock. And by 9:30 he left. Still not fixed. We called the city this morning. They came out. They met us there. We took care of it. And by noon, everything was completely done with a brand new valve inside the home. Their curb stop's going to have to be jackhammered out of their driveway and replaced. But at least the homeowner knows now that they've got a valve inside that they can shut off if there's an emergency that's safe. We put a nice stainless steel ball valve in. That was weird. It's a good idea just to check to make sure that you know that these valves are working. And it's good to do it once a year just to go through, especially with our hard water around here. Make sure you're exercising those valves. Make sure you're taking care of those. When you have that emergency flood take place, you want to be able to shut out that water. And if you can't shut out that water, you're going to have a mess on your hands. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you learned something from it. What do you want to say, Jackson?
Don't subscribe.
Do subscribe.
No, he's tricking you.
Oh, don't listen to him. He's got pink eye.
Hey.
Obviously, he doesn't know how to clean his hands real well. Hey, you guys have a great day. We'll catch you tomorrow.